Okay, so today is day 5. In fact, I fell asleep and then suddenly my brain went off like, hey, you're supposed to record a video. So I got out of bed and I'm recording a video. So today I want to talk about the what creativity looks like when you're actually executing on it. For a long time, I thought creativity was the realm of a few, where they kind of had the creativity within them and they knew about it from a very young age, and they were able to kind of build a career around it. Typically, I would associate artists of various types, like painters, actors, and writers, and these kinds of people as the creatives. And engineers would be a whole other set of things, and you have business people and all of that. As I have embraced more and more of the creative side, I uh, realize that you can be creative in literally whatever you do, as long as you're creating something that would not have existed if you did not exist. So, take coding, for example, or programming. I feel like coding is a very limiting word. Programming is the idea of writing symbols of a particular form that enables a computer to do a very specific set of things that you make it do. And you can be really creative with it, right? You can create games, you can recreate really beautiful apps, you can create billion-dollar companies, you can create space stations, you can create so many things with writing programs. So I do think it's one of the highest levels and forms of creativity. But when I taught myself how to code and I started writing code and like programming at a more and more deeper level, I noticed this strange pattern where I would have these periods of really high productivity, and after that, there would be a lull. Now, let me talk first about the periods of high productivity. So, when I would have higher productivity, when I would have a clear goal or a milestone that I'm building towards. Now, this milestone need not be anything big, but it has to be something that is set in time that I cannot move. Because often, what would happen is if I set a milestone, as I got closer to it, I would find an excuse for extending it a little bit. And there would be good reasons also, like, hey, if I add this one particular feature or to finish this one particular thing that I've been meaning to do, then it'll be done. And since there's nobody to police me, I would get away with doing that. What I found was when there was a very clear deadline, like if I would go and participate in a hackathon, for example, or if I had a demo that was scheduled with a meeting calendar, meeting invite, or there was a submission due, I would do some of my absolute best work. And that brings me to one of the most important aspects of creativity, which is constraints. Constraints is what enables creativity. If you do not have any constraints, the infinity overwhelms you because you can do anything with your time. You can take as much time as you want. So you can build what in your head is the perfect thing. And perfection is another word for infinity, which means never going to get there. So constraints is what makes or what enables creativity, enables difficult decisions around what to keep and what not to keep. So that's one part of it. The second part of it is once, like, let's say I had like a really strong deadline and I completed it, I often would find myself very unproductive afterwards. And this cycle went on for a while. And every time I went through this period of lull, I would really blame myself. I would say, like, you have to show up because creativity is about showing up also. You can't wait for a stroke of inspiration. And because I felt like I was not showing up, I felt really terrible about myself because I would constantly compare myself to those few days ago when I was really pushing myself and delivering stuff at the highest level. That's when, and after enough cycles of this happened, I noticed this pattern. It's kind of like creativity is kind of like when, let's say you're like a lion or something that's going out for a hunt. When you're hunting, you're fully engaged. Once the hunt is complete, you enjoy the food that you've killed, and then after that, you necessarily rest for a period of time. This is necessary for your body, for your mind to kind of recuperate. And I kept noticing these patterns again and again, and understanding that these patterns happened allowed me to plan better for that period. So I do other things that um, are maybe important, but not in the exact way that I was working before that. So anyway, this is like a small talk on creativity. um, I successfully did my day 5. Thank you for your time. Bye.